Right, hello, and this is my tutorial for how to change the flag layout and vehicle layout for a co-op map in Battlefield 2. Right, first you need to set up a mod folder specifically for mapping with BF2. If you've already done this, you can see the time to skip to on the screen now to skip this part and get on to the important stuff. Right, so first of all you're going to need to open the Battlefield 2 editor. Then you're going to go down to create new mod, select it, mod name, call it BF2_edit. It doesn't have to be called this, just as long as it doesn't have any spaces. I'm doing this so I clearly know that this is the mod that I want to edit with. I'm going to select only Battlefield 2 and then press OK, and it will start to build the mod. And there you go. Right, so now just to check that it has done this properly, we're going to go to our Battlefield 2 mods folder located in this location, and then open the Battlefield 2 edit folder, go to the objects folder and make sure everything is, all these folders are here. Yep, so everything is here. Levels folder, that we need that. So now we're going to need to find the map you want to edit. I will be editing a map from BF2 All 64, which is a Battlefield 2 single player mini mod which adds single player to the 64 sizes of the map, because as you all know, Battlefield 2 only has the 16 layer of in co-op and single player. So I'm going to be doing this for Gulf of Oman. So let's copy the Gulf of Oman folder across. Now, seeing as this archives the client.zip and it doesn't have the client.zip in it, if you're doing it for this, you'll need to go and get the client.zip from the Battlefield 2 levels folder. So you need to go into mods, BF2 levels, Gulf of Oman, copy the client.zip across. Now we can get rid of that. Now you must select both the client and server.zip of the map, right click and go extract here. Has to be extract here, can't do extract files. It will go away and extract everything. Now you should see all these folders and files here. What you need to do next is select everything by doing Ctrl A and then right click and go properties. Now you need to make sure that everything is able to be written, so it's not read only. So if the read only box is selected, you need to unselect it and then press apply and make sure that it applies the changes to items, subfolders and files. And then press OK. Now it can be read, everything can be read by the editor. Now you need to create a new folder and call it editor. This is where your gameplay objects that you edit will be. If you wish to edit an existing gameplay objects layer, say if you want to edit the 64 layer of Battlefield of Gulf of Oman, you can go to game modes and then whatever game mode it's in, Conquest say 64, get the gameplay objects.com, copy it and then put it in the editor folder, and then in the editor it will show everything that's on that layer. But for the purposes of this tutorial I will be doing everything from scratch. So now what you can do is select the level editor in the drop down list up here, go file, load Gulf of Oman. It will go away loading it. Right, as you can see, it's loaded the map. Switch to grid with texture mode. If you go detail texture mode, it will show the map up black like this, as the detail textures have been compressed and whatnot. So you want to go render grid with texture mode, so you can also see the change in elevation like this. Right, so as everyone knows, the default layout for Gulf of Oman 64 layer is US on the carrier, MEC over here, and all the flags in between. But I'm going to change it so the US start at the hotel, and the MEC start over here, and it's a fight from one side to the other. So what you can do to make your life easier is, as you can see, objects will disappear as you get further away. So to get rid of this, you can select the boxes up here and enter in a code. The default location will be down here, but mine's up here. So you select the first drop down box, press R, and then select render, and then the second one will come down, press M and select min coal distance, and then type in 2000, and then press the green button here, and as you'll see, everything just popped up. So now everything gets rendered at the long view distance. So to set up a US main base flag here, we'll right click, go create control point. You can set it out in the normal flag name, the coded flag name layout, and then edit it via localization, so I'll show you how to do that. Right, so we'll call this hotel, so CP name underscore, let's just say Gulf of Oman in short, co-op 64 underscore hotel. When you're typing in the control point name in the editor, everything has to have underscores for spaces. You cannot have spaces. The spaces are added in through localization later on, which I will show you how to do. Then press OK, and as you'll see, it's created a flag here. You can edit the flag properties in your tweaker bar here. Team 1 is always bad guys, China, MEC. Team 2, if you change it to that, is the US, so that is now a US flag. Your radius is the flag capture radius, so you have to be within this radius in order to capture the flag. So I'll put that up to about 10. So as you'll see, now it's got a yellow ring around it. That is the capture radius for the flag. The time to get control is how long it takes for the flag to go up in your favour once it's neutral. So I'll put that to 20 seconds. And the time to lose control is what it says is. So I'll change that to 20 seconds. Right, now we'll do the same over here for the MEC flag. So I'll just do this quickly as I showed you how to do it. CP name underscore GO underscore co-op 64 underscore village. Team 1, it's set to default team 1. Radius 10 20 20. Right, so now the MEC have one flag and the US have one flag, and we'll put one flag in the middle here that is neutral. CP underscore GO underscore co-op 64 underscore middle. We'll just call it middle ground. Right, so if you want a flag to start off neutral, so it is not owned by any teams, you need to put the team as 0. Then everything else is same. Radius 10, 20, 20 for capture and lose. Right, so now we have 3 flags set up in our own custom configuration. Now we will go on to spawn points. Spawn points have to be put in specific places when you're editing a co-op layer, or when you're setting up a co-op layer, because the bots can only spawn on where the Navmesh generator is generated. So in order to see this, you go to the top, go render, and then, because I'm on Windows 7, you have to click down a bit, click A, go to the AI, press toggle draw AI. Now you do go render AI again, and then toggle draw infantry Navmesh. This will show where the bots can go. So all the green bits are where bots can go. So if you have to put a spawn point on the green bit, otherwise they will the bots will just die instantly. So to set up a spawn point, right click anywhere, press create spawn point. You can leave the name the default, and it will automatically attach the spawn point to the nearest flag. So now we've got spawn point here. When you've got render toggle draw AI selected, it will have a little thing underneath saying where it's okay for the bot to spawn. So as you can see over here, it's got a little red ring around it. That means that the bots cannot spawn there and they will instantly die. If you have it down here, then it's got a green ring around it. So that means that it's okay for them to spawn. So we'll just set up a couple more spawn points, and then do the same for the other side. The spawn points will automatically face towards the flag, so you can change that by pressing the rotate tool up here and then dragging it in the axis that you want, and the green line here, I don't know if you can see it, now you can. The green line coming out of it indicates the direction the player will face when they spawn. There are options for spawn points in the tweaker bar. You can make it so that only humans can spawn on that spawn point, or only AI can spawn on that spawn point. The benefits of doing this are, for the human side, you can set up like a selection of vehicles that only the humans can use. So say you could put a tank here and then create a spawn point and make it so tick the only for human box, and then only humans will be able to spawn there, so the AI won't come and take the vehicles from over there. Right, so now we'll go on to putting in vehicles into your map. So to do this, you right click in the same way as you did to create spawn point, but this time you'll do create object spawner, and now there's a list of things you can spawn here. So you've seen this is the MEC main base, so let's just put a Vodnik here. So let's just double click, press OK, and now it will spawn a Vodnik or a Humvee. So you'll see down here, vehicle team 1, that is what it will spawn when the bad guys have got the flag captured, and vehicle team 2 is what it will spawn when the good guys have the flag captured. The object spawners work in much the same way as AI spawn points do. As you see, if I move this out here, it's got a red ring around it, and if I move it down here or onto the green bit, it's got a green ring here. The only difference being that if AI get into a vehicle that's got a red ring around it in the editor off the Navmesh, then they'll just stay still in that vehicle. That vehicle won't move. So the vehicle will only move where the green Navmesh is. But the Navmesh is different for the vehicles, so we need to go render AI, untick. You have to untick toggle draw infantry Navmesh first, then go render AI toggle draw vehicle Navmesh, and now this will show where vehicles can go. So let's just put that on there. Now you can edit the spawn time of the vehicle. The default is 60 seconds, in between 60 and 30 seconds for spawn. you can put that up to, yeah, this is done in seconds, so 120 will be 2 minutes, so now that vehicle will spawn after 2 minutes after being destroyed. The time to live, as many of you know, in BF2, if you leave a vehicle out in the open with no one in it for a while, it will automatically blow up. This will increase the time that it takes before it does that, so the default is 60 seconds, so you can put the time up to 2 minutes. So now it will take 2 minutes before the vehicle blows up by itself once you leave it. You can do the same for over here. Just do an object spawner. For this one we'll do a lav25. It will always show the opposite to what's on the flag for some reason. I don't know why. So if this flag's if this flag's owned by the US, it will show the MEC vehicle, and if the flag's owned by the MEC, it will show the US vehicle. I have no idea why it does that. It's rather pointless. Right, now what you can do is you can make it so the AI automatically spawn into that vehicle, which makes it so there's more of a chance that they'll use it, because sometimes if you just create spawn points like this, they'll just walk off and not get in the vehicle. Not always, but sometimes. So what you can do to make sure that they use a vehicle is create a new spawn point. Just make it face in the direction I want it to. Right, and now drag it either next to the vehicle like this, or actually inside the vehicle, and then you do you tick the box in the tweaker bar that says AI enter on spawn. This will make it so the AI will automatically spawn into this vehicle if they spawn at this particular spawn point. Now when you're doing this, you're either going to want to tick enter on spawn as well, which is the equivalent but for humans, so humans will automatically spawn into that, or you're going to want to do only for AI, because otherwise the humans will just spawn here and not actually get into the vehicle, which is obviously a problem. Now that we've got both our flags set up with a vehicle on each side, and we've got a flag here that's neutral, I think you can just create a few spawn points here for this flag. Doesn't really matter. Now we're going to need to set up the combat area. So this is the out of bounds. This sets where the out of bounds is. So when you do the out of bounds area, you always want to do it in a counterclockwise. Do it counterclockwise, and the way to know whether you're doing it counterclockwise is by clicking down here where it says minimap, press show. It will take a few seconds to load up the minimap, and now you can see the minimap here. This green square shows where we are, or where your camera is. And to know that you're doing it counterclockwise, make sure you face north, and once you're facing north you want to do it counterclockwise, so it will be going from here round this way around the map as opposed to that way around the map. So just to start creating your new combat area, you right click, go add control point, and then you just right click, go add control point, and keep doing it, and it will join them across with this green line. If it makes it easier because they're both green, you can untick the toggle draw vehicle Navmesh. So now let's just create our combat area. Make sure that all your flags are contained within the combat area that you're making. And then when you get towards the end, if you right click where you started, go add control point, it will ask you, do you want to close this combat area? Press yes, and then you'll see it goes blue. That indicates that the combat area has been completed, and so now everything inside this will be playable area, and everything outside this will be out of bounds. Make sure you tick use by pathfinding. I don't think you actually have to do this, but just to make sure. Now we need to set up the flags for the AI. So this is one of the main reasons for this tutorial, as opposed to doing it for Conquest. You have to set up the flags for the AI, so the AI know which flags to capture in which order, and where to actually capture the flag as infantry and where to capture the flag as vehicle. So what you'll need to do for this is you'll need to go to mod manager, and I'm an idiot and I've done it wrong. You need to go tools, add-in manager, and then you'll see all the list of editors. Go down until you see single player editor, expand the box, and make sure you tick auto load and tick loaded, and then press OK. I've already done this, so that's why I'm not doing it now. But yeah, but make sure that both of these are selected. Now in the editor list, select the single player editor. It will switch to the single player editor, and make sure that you've got render toggle draw AI still selected. Now what you want to do is click place on all. You make sure you have set up all your final flags before you do this. So press place on all, and you'll see it now has a box, 2 boxes around each flag with some writing on it that's not really important. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to select the left click inside the blue box, and you'll see it goes a darker blue, and then you want to right click inside another flags box and press add two-way neighbor, and it will tell you like hotel in between hotel and middle ground. This and then you'll see now that it's connected by a blue line. This basically tells the AI that if this flag is captured by their team, then they must now go for that flag, the one that it's connected to by a two-way neighbor. And then you can do the same for this flag and the MEC main. So now that these flags are connected like this, the US will go for that flag first, and the MEC will go for that flag first, and then once that flag's captured, they'll go for the one that they don't own. Now you need to set up the capture points, the order position for the for infantry and for vehicles. This basically tells the AI and vehicle, and this basically tells the infantry AI and the vehicle AI where to actually capture the flag. So what you'll want to do is you want to go to render AI, toggle draw infantry Navmesh, so you know where you can actually place it, so you don't place it somewhere where the AI can't actually get to. So you select the flags inside the flag square as you did before, click infantry over here, and it will say click to select the position, press OK, and now where you click, you have to click, for infantry you have to click within this blue box. So now wherever you click, that's where the infantry will be ordered to go to capture this flag. So I'll click here, and now you do it for the next one along. So the infantry will be ordered there, and for this one the infantry will be ordered here. Right, so now we need to do this for the vehicle one. So you want to go render AI, toggle draw infantry Navmesh, so it gets rid of it, and then render AI, toggle draw vehicle Navmesh. Now this is pretty much the same. As you can see, the vehicles won't be able to go there, whereas the infantry could go there in the first place. Whereas the infantry could go there. So you want to select it, click vehicle, press OK, and then click where the vehicles can capture it. For vehicles, you can place it outside of this blue square, and that means that, say if you place it here, when the AI vehicle drives up to here, they will get out of that vehicle and then proceed on foot to the flag. This is used for flags where vehicles can't get to, so if it's in between a load of buildings, where vehicles can't get to. So say in this case the construction site flag, vehicles can't get through this hole obviously, and the AI vehicles won't drive up that, so you will need to place the vehicle order position outside of the flag area over here, which means that they will get out of the vehicle and then walk on foot to capture the flag. So now just set up vehicle order positions for the other flags. And now we're done. So if you want to click File, Save All, make sure you do Save All. This will save what we've done in the level editor and what we've done in the single player editor. And so now we're done. So now close your editor. Now open your mods folder again. Go to the level you actually want to change, but make sure that if you're going to change something within a mod that you will play multiplayer on, make sure that you back up everything you do first, otherwise you will get kicked by Punkbuster for having different files. So that is why I'm using BF2 All 64, which I think has like one online server but is mainly designed for playing single player, so that is why I'm editing this one instead. So if you go to Gulf of Oman, because that's the map we edited, now you need to open the server.zip, or if you're on XP it will be right click Explore, go to the game modes folder, go to the some people play SP, I personally play co-op because you don't need you can play co-op with just one person and you get more options. So for the purposes of this we'll go to GPM_co-op, and then seeming as this is just a small infantry layer, we'll change the 16 layer. So what you want to do here is you want to go into the 16 folder, highlight both those two, right click, delete files, and it's telling me that because EA have made all their stuff read only, so you want to close that. Right click, go properties, make sure it's not read only, yeah, because DICE made all of their, pretty much every single file in Battlefield 2 read only, so you won't be allowed to edit it unless you make it writable. So we'll go to game modes again, co-op again, 16 again, right, delete both of those two. Now in your BF2 edit levels and then the map you're editing, we'll go inside the editor folder and you'll see that there's now a gameplay objects and an AI folder. This is what we've edited. So what you want to do is highlight both of them, drag them into the folder where you deleted the two files, and you'll see that they're now in there. That has now put your gameplay stuff in there. So I'll now load Battlefield 2 up and show you the results. Oh, one last thing I forgot to do is we need to set up the localization so it doesn't read, so that your flag names aren't just CP name underscore blah blah blah. So go to your mod of choice, go to localization, English, and then what we want to do is we want to make a copy of the smallest file size localization file. Obviously if you've got it installed to a different language you can go to one of the many languages that it will have on different mods. So we'll go to the smallest one, 3 kilobytes, copy it, rename it as English underscore Gulf Oman edit, open it up, and so now you'll see it has all this funky stuff. So you want to delete everything you don't need, seeing as we're playing, seeing as our map is on a 16 layer map. Yeah, I can just delete all of them but one, then open up your gameplay objects that you've edited, scroll down until you find control points, then look for set control point name, copy your control point name. So highlight it, copy it, drag it across, replace it with what is there. And then in between these two squares, if you have some language packs installed, it should look like plus signs or something like that. But you need to keep those two on either side or it will not work. Then let's say hotel. Then let's just copy that 2 more times as we have 3 flags. Copy village, the village part. Place it with that. Call that the village. And then middle ground. Just do a bit of formatting here. Yeah, middle space ground. Yeah, you have to do this. This is the only way you can have spaces in your flag names, because of the way Battlefield 2 just works, I guess. So then you just save that. So now in your localization file of the mod that you're choosing to edit the map in, you should now have your own localization file. So now you can load up the game and see the results. Right, I've saved you guys the trouble having to watch the game loading, because nothing annoys me more than people who record loading screens. Right, as you can see, it's now got our flag names thanks to that localization file and not the CP name stuff. So let's go ahead and spawn. Look, as you see, bots are all spawning at the spawn points I put there. The lab 25, like I put in. And it's got our flag layout and our combat area layout. Now I'll just get a head view of the bots. So now, as you can see, the NPC bots are moving out, and they got their Vodnik. As you see, no bots have spawned over here, because at this human spawn point we put. So now you can see a Vodnik getting
all clear. Position under control. Out.
Ignore the fact that my game has this. This is just because I removed them. Personally, I would normally just put it a meter under the ground and move the radius up. But for you guys, you should have a flagpole. I just removed it from mine on purpose.
Sorry, man.
This flag with the capture or the order points we gave them, and now because they've captured that one, the US are now moving over to. That's pretty much it.